Yes, I'm in the building right now. Come on, let's go. Yes. Yes, we're back again. Yes, Super Eagles, Johnny. Afcon. Good boy. 2023. The special edition right here, right now. You know what I mean? Let's go this way. Welcoming everybody onto this show. Yes, this is special edition for all Nigerians. Going into Afcon over 2023. The Dawn in the building. Welcoming everybody onto this show. We're live. Yes, we're live. What are the possibilities of Super Eagles winning this Afcon 2023? Can they win it? I'm going to ask my ISTV crew. We are ready. Getting ready. I'm going to ask them, especially Ope. Ope, can we win it? Robbie, can we win it? Easy. All right. We're going to talk about what is your all-time Super Eagles Afcon combined 11? You're going to talk to me tonight. Welcoming everybody onto this show. The Dawn is back again. Come on, let's do this. Welcoming everybody onto the show. Yes, this is how we roll. This is how we do it. All right. Let's do this, people. Smash the like to the video. If you are joining us for the first time, what are you waiting for? Join us. Join the community. Let's roll together. Tonight, we want to talk about the Super Eagles. Yes, Super Eagles. Let me welcome this gentleman. We want to talk about this Super Eagles journey. All right. Okay, are you ready for me, bro? Bring it on. That's what you told me right now. Bring it on. But first, before I bring up on, we're also going to talk about the FA third round FA Cup coming up. Manchester United, that's my team. We'll be struggling it out with Wigan. But the classical one, I call it Classico, Arsenal facing Liverpool. Are they going to beat Arsenal again? God forbid, Batty. That's what Okwet said. Okwet text me and said, God forbid, he done. Arsenal will win this one. All right, bring it on. Okay, are you ready for me, bro? Let's do this. Okay, now welcome to the show. Special edition for Super Eagles. We are ready.
Thank you so much, Don. Thank God it's Friday. It's a pleasure to be on ISTV. But most importantly, it's a pleasure to talk about Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Yes. All right. We are going to talk about Super Eagles of Nigeria. Welcoming Robbie once again. All right, let's do this. Robbie, are you ready? Let's go. Let's talk to me, Robbie. Robbie, Super Eagles jersey right there, right now. It mean business. I can tell you. I can feel it. Super Eagles must win this. We must win this. Talk to me. You're welcome, Robbie.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's good to be here. Good evening, it's good to be here. I'm not sure this guy going to be winning this one, but I don't think we can rule them out yet until we see how things pan out. That is in the first 3 games they are set to play in the group stage. But I think overall it is good to talk about the Super Eagles, and of course it is good to be here once again.
All right, welcoming everybody once again. Classical. It's going to be classic. We call it special edition for Super Eagles. The journey going into this. Let's move on straight to this. I actually wanted to say we should talk about this at the moment. But first, I'm going to ask you the Super Eagles Afcon combined 11 for your own from your own side, from your own point of view. What is all-time Super Eagles Afcon combined 11? Can you name them? Give them the name, starting from the goalkeeper. What do you go for?
So, I mean, before I go ahead to name them, let me just say that this is based on people that I have watched and people that I rate based on their impact on the team and how successful they were with the Super Eagles. So, first of all, without it, my goalkeeper is Vincent Eyama. And I honestly think that Eyama is one of the best goalkeepers Nigeria has had. And since his retirement from the national team, we've not really been able to have another goalkeeper to deputize in his behalf. Yeah. So, in my team, my setup is a 3 at the back. It's a 3-4-3. So I have my 3 defenders. I have Kenneth Omero, I have Joseph Yubu, I have Tai Taiwo. Kenneth Omero is still a member of the team. He's one of the longest serving members of the team. He was in the 2013 squad. And, he's been such a loyal player for us. At first, when he came to the team, he was a local player. But we've seen his trajectory over the years, being signed by Chelsea, multiple loan stints in other European clubs, but nevertheless being a mainstay for the Super Eagles. Then, of course, Joseph Yobo. Joseph Yobo, at least for me, I think he deputized in like 3 different eras of the Super Eagles. Long-standing servants, also a successful member. Tai Taiwo, of course, majorly because of his impact in the team. Shots from outside the box, penalties, powerful free kicks. And then moving to my four-man midfield. Yes. My first mention is Victor Moses. Someone that had should I say, a stigmatized childhood. If you're thinking about the way Nigerians grow up today due to insecurity, but nevertheless chose to represent Nigeria, even though he had the opportunity to represent the 3 Lions of England. And he was an instrumental member in us, first of all, winning the Afcon 2013, and then our exploits during the 2014 World Cup. So he's someone who I wish was still with the team, but nevertheless, he's a great player. And also, he was successful with Super Eagles. John Obi Mikel, arguably the most decorated, arguably. Yeah. But, he's another mainstay. He's someone who is proof that if you invest in your grassroots football, there's going to be a future for team football. And Mikel Obi is that perfect example. And beside him is the man who was so good they had to name him twice, Austin J.J. Okocha.
Wow, massive.
And I think it would be wrong if I don't put JJ in this team, because JJ is arguably one of the most spoken about players that has represented the Super Eagles. Obviously because of his tricks and flicks and what he brings to the pitch. But also, he has been successful with the Super Eagles and he has been instrumental in his time past. My left-sided midfielder is Ahmed Musa. Ahmed Musa is another example of, grassroots football, investing in good grassroots football. And he has been a solid member of the team, up until recent years, in my own opinion. But hopefully he still has the legs to, deliver some magic for the Super Eagles in the forthcoming tournament. And my next option, I think I'll change my mind. Before I was going to put Osaze Odewingi, I think Yakubu Aigbeni deserves a word mention in this team. Yes, when most people hear Yakubu's name, The first thing they remember
I can never forget.
is the miss against South Korea, if I'm not mistaken. So, but then again, he is a top goal scorer he's one of the record goal scorers for the Super Eagles, and I think he deserves a worthy mention. My top 9 is Odion Igalo. Simply because Igalo scored important goals. He might not have scored as many goals compared to some other players in this team that I've mentioned, but he's someone who has always produced important goals when he has deputized for the Super Eagles. Last but not the least, that I witnessed who has done greatness for the Super Eagles is Papilo himself.
Yeah. Wow.
A household name for Nigerian football, and the name alone speaks volumes. Even in Europe, Arsenal, Portsmouth, Ajax, Inter Milan, the name says a lot, and he was a successful member at an era for the Super Eagles. So yeah, that is my complete 11. Vincent Ayama, 3 at the back, 3-4-3. Vincent Ayama is the goalkeeper. Kenneth Omero, Josafio Taiwo as the 3 defenders. Victor Moses, John Obi Mikel, Austin JJ Okocha, and Ahmed Musa as the 4-man midfield. And my 3 forwards, Yakubu Ayegbeni, Odion Igalo, and Papilo Nwankwo-Kanu.
Well, okay, people will start looking for you. All right, let's move on. I'm going to ask Robbie, what do you have to say? What's your all-time Super Eagles Afcon combined 11? Let's do this.
Well, my all-time Super Eagles combined 11 is very, very different. And of course, I would say that first and foremost, for all the players that I'm about to mention, I watched all of them. And of course, I saw clips of one member of the team. So I didn't see him because as of that period, I was not born yet. So in goal, I will take Vincent Iyame, just like I rightly said. In goal is Vincent Iyame for me. My formation is 4-3-3, and I have a 4-man defense, which is Joseph Yobo. I actually had somebody else in that position, but I think I would roll with Joseph Yobo because of his versatility in the team and his longevity in the team as well. I will go with Taribo West pairing with Ipe Okechukwu. That is on the heart of the centre back. And of course, my left back is going to be Emmanuel Babayaro. That is one man that I loved watching when he was at Chelsea. And of course, like I said, he also did very, very great things for the Nigerian Super Eagles. In the midfield, I would go with the big boss himself, Stephen Keshi. Of course, I would let lose the likes of Sunday Olise and Austin JJ Okocha in the middle of the park. They can dribble, they can shoot, they can spread the passes. And of course, for my 3-man attack, I would go with Finidi George. I would go with Rashidi Yekini, arguably the man with the highest number of goals for the Nigerian Super Eagles. And I will complete that one with Segun Odegbami, called Mathematical 7.
Wow.
Of course, that is because of his pace, his trickery, and the dynamism he brings to attack during his time as a Super Eagles winger. So those are my best 11.
All right, let me quickly thank you so much, Robbie. Please, if you are watching us anywhere you're watching from, you can drop your comments. What's your best 11? Super Eagles best 11, combined 11, so to speak. You can drop your comment. Thanks for watching. Smash the like on the video as I welcome Margaret and Kule at the same time. They are both Manchester United. They are late because they had a meeting at the Old Trafford with Sir Jim. Guys, what's going on?
Of course, we had to go and welcome Sir Jim to Old Trafford officially. In fact, it was actually today that he came to meet the players, staff, management, and including me and Kule. Kule, I'm sure you were there. I actually saw him. Happy New Year, guys. Good evening, wherever you're watching us from. It's a happy new year, and we hope this 2024 that great things going to happen to us all.
All right, thank you so much for that. I'm going to ask you, Kunle, your best 11 before we switch on to the next topic we have for our viewers.
Okay.
Your best 11.
Yeah.
11.
Okay. Yeah, so my best 11, I'm sorry, Vincent Ayama is going to be. Then I'll go with the 4-3-3, like I think Robbie and I think Cote also be with the 4-3-3. So Vincent Ayama in goal, at right back, Epe Ambrose. Then I'm going to have the centre back pairing of Joseph Yobo and Taribo West. and then I would also have Tai Taiwo at left back. Now I know some people might say Tai Taiwo didn't, maybe he didn't. I think he didn't. He wasn't maybe that influential in 2013, if I am correct. I'm not even remember, but he had been to some Afcon, and Tai Taiwo for me is still Nigeria's best left back. So I would add him as the left back in any team. Then in the midfield, that thing is going to be very difficult, but I think we cannot leave out John Mikel because he's one of the few players who has over 100 caps for Nigeria, if I am not mistaken, along with Enyama and what's his name? Eyama and Yobo and
Ahmed
Yobo.
Musa. Ahmed Musa.
Yes, yes. So thank you very much. So I would have Mikel Obi there. Then I would have JJ Okocha, and I would have Sonny Lisa inside. Up front, Rashidi Yekini, without an iota of doubt. But for the wingers, I don't know, it's going to be a bit tricky, but I think I will put Philip George there. I think I can't leave him out. Then for the other person that comes to my mind, I know it might sound funny, but I'll put Victor Moses. Yes. I'll put it's kind of fun. Yes. And why would I put Victor Moses? I mean,
Wow.
they were still talking about wait. They're still talking about bringing Victor Moses back to the Super Eagles. This guy retired after 2018. He was very instrumental in 2013. For us to still be mentioning Victor Moses coming back to the Super Eagles, he has not yet retired. But of course, some things happened that we don't know. He just said he was retiring from international. There have been calls on for in 2023. If after 5 years we are still saying Victor Moses should come to the Super Eagles, I think he goes to tell you how very influential he was. So this is not a smite at other wingers that we would have had and all of that. But I think Victor Moses, Moses. Come on, Moses Simon. Where Victor Moses is, I'm sorry. No. I think if Moses Simon retired now, I think everybody would be happy. But for us to still be talking about, for us to still be talking about Victor Moses. Yes, okay, don't forget now. Remember, your Moses Simon that is not a set piece threat. Remember.
I don't want to see that man donning the green white.
You see. So
Right,
Victor Moses. Yeah.
All right, Maggie, I want to quickly show you this. Maybe you know anyone right from here. I want to discover something. Jen's sets. Jen's age. Do you know these players right from the goalkeeper? You know Vincent Enyama, right?
Yeah, yes, I know him.
You have
I know Enyama.
Yisa Shofoluwe. We have Christian Shuku. We have Uche Okechukwu. And of course, you should know Ederson Echejile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which players can you remember here? Okwesev.
The only players that I confidently say that I don't remember is number one, Yisa Shofolua. Number one, and he's the only one. And I've never heard
of you know Yisa Shofolua now.
No,
I have a picture. I have a picture with him.
Robin, you know Yisa Shofolua.
I have interviewed him before.
Yes.
I've seen him I've had a one-on-one.
What about Enriwosu?
Of course,
I know Henry Wosu as well.
Christian Chukwu, Henry Wosu. But for the rest, how will I explain it now? Their record speaks for themselves, and things they did, and their personalities as human beings also spoke for them. So if you're a footballer, there's no way you don't know the likes of Emmanuel Amonike, Rashidi Yekini, Shegun Odegbami, Sunday Olise. Oh, definitely. I went to school with Sunday Olise's nephew, so I know him to a good extent as well. So yes, those are great people that have represented Nigeria. And honestly, when you take a look at the peak of the Super Eagles, in the early 90s compared to what we have now, it looks like a real drop down.
Absolutely.
And then despite the fact that a crop of all these players are even playing in Europe, it was the same during our successful times in the early 90s and mid 90s. That's the way it was. It was a good balance of players in Europe and players from, playing locally. But right now, everyone is in Europe. But then again, what's happening on the pitch? So, it is well with Nigeria.
All right, Margaret. Margaret, can you hear me, Margaret? I think I lost right there. I lost Margaret right there. Okay. All right, guys. This is a Super Eagles schedule for this Afcon 2023 Cote d'Ivoire. Nigeria will be playing first game against Equatorial Guinea. Also, the next game will be on the 18th of January. It's going to be Nigeria versus Ivory Coast. Moving on to the last game of the group will be Nigeria versus Guinea-Bissau. So definitely we'll be facing the host country. That'll be a cracking game. Okay, I think Margaret is back. She actually said she wants to mention our own best all-time 11. Margaret, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we want to hear you before we move on to the schedule of the matches coming up for Super Eagles. What's your best all-time 11? Because I'm going to post you.
All right, quick one.
All right.
Okay, quick one. I'm going with 4-3-3 formation. For the goalkeeper, Vincent Enyema. And for my defenders, Chidi Odia as right back. Yobo and Taribo West will be pairing. And then Taiwo on the left back. Then for my midfield, I go with Sunday Olise, JJ Okocha, Mikel Obi. For forward, Kanu Wankwo, Yakubu, and Victor Moses.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to clip this video and put your address, and your account, bank account. All right. These are the schedule we have. Okay, I'm going to start with you because we are going to do a little bit analysis therein. But okay, Nigeria will be facing Equatorial Guinea. And, we're still going to talk about chances of Super Eagles. Can we actually... Okay, let me start with this, okay? Can Super Eagles win this? I don't want to ask Robbie because Robbie will tell you, hell something.
On paper,
tell me.
Yeah, on paper, Nigeria has a chance of winning this. When you compare Nigeria to the other, should I say, seeded teams or tipped teams to win, talking about the likes of Ivory Coast, Morocco, Egypt. If you want to go toe-to-toe on paper, when we say name for name, quality and whatnot, Nigeria has a chance. But if we're being more practical and looking at recent history, we're looking at present form, we're looking at the state of the teams, we're looking at longevity of the managers, quality of the managers, that is when Nigeria begins to lose marks and begins to lose points. And because many reasons why Nigeria will not be successful at this Afcon. And at this point in time, we only hope that they prove us wrong. And honestly, earlier during the day, I saw training clips from their first session, and a lot of people were hailing them and whatnot. But then if you pay attention to the video and you take a look at the training session and what's going on, you can already pick up a few things that are wrong, that are not being corrected there and there. They were in a rondo session. The players failed to keep the ball at ground level. And also, a few people had stray passes. I'm not saying professionals cannot make stray passes, but I'm saying if you're in training and you're trying to perfect something, your mistakes or flaws can be called out there and there. They should be corrected. Then you move on with the session. So maybe Pesero has a different way of managing his team and training them, maybe. But at the end of the day, what we want to see is results on the pitch. And everyone here on this panel, aside me, we know the threats that all these three teams, the kind of threat that they bring, they're not teams that will be easy walkovers. And my greatest fear for Nigeria is our lack of, should I say, industrialization in the midfield. And it's really been a problem since the 2014 World Cup. I think the way our midfield has deteriorated in terms of technical quality is quite disheartening for me. And knowing the pattern that Pesero has shown, I don't think that he's going to utilize the two best players that I think could help us in this tournament in midfield, considering the absence of Wilfred Ndidi. So it seems like someone who's just going to stick to what he knows, playing a 4-4-2, having the likes of Franco Heka and Alex Iwobi in the middle of the park, and they'll be bombarded against teams like Equatorial Guinea, against teams like Ivory Coast. By the way, Ivory Coast has recruited some, in this light of Nigeria recruiting foreign-based players, Ivory Coast has been doing the same. On their books, they've got Wilfred Zaha, they've got Sebastian Haller. They have got a very, very huge steal in Seko Fofana. Seko Fofana was a huge player for Lens in France, and then he just made a big money move to Saudi Arabia not too long ago. But he's very much still in his prime, playing good football with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Sadio Mane. So look, Ivory Coast are looking more hungry than ever, post Yaya Toure era. And they've got a lot to give to us. Same thing with Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau has standout players in Europe as well. So, look, it's not going to be an easy group. So, I think the first stage is to win each game as they come. When we get into the thick of the group, maybe our mathematical spirit will then come out again. During the qualification, during our podcast. But look, all these permutations, the most important thing is do your best on the field of play and try to secure your 3 points and move on to the next stage.
All right. Quick one, Robbie. Are you comfortable with the Super Eagles lineup? Let me say, can we say the whole team, the squad? Yeah. Are you comfortable?
Well, I have seen the whole team. Am I comfortable? I will not say I am too comfortable with the team, because I think the fear of a lot of Nigerians, the fact that we don't have any form of flesh in the midfield. And of course, for a tournament of this magnitude, we have just 5 midfielders invited to come. I have seen the list of Ghana, I have seen the list of Egypt, I've seen the list of a couple of other countries, and some of them have at least 8 midfielders in their team. And it calls to question, the highest number designated by CAF for this tournament is 27. Why is Nigeria going with a 2-man deficit? Why not more or less find 2 players to add to the team and make it 27? But the coach and of course NFF understand the reason behind why they decided to go with a 25-man list. Looking at the fact that Wilfred Ndidi will not be a part of this tournament, I think that is another thing we really need to take into account, because the question is, how much of a miss will he be in this tournament? Yes, we all can say, okay, Frank Onyeka is there, Alex Iwobi is there, but these players, I would say that defensively, they don't have that type of awareness that Wilfred Ndidi has in the team. And that, in one way or the other, might come back to hurt the Super Eagles. Like Okpa said, looking at the kind of players that Ivory Coast have got within their ranks, we all know Wilfred Zaha, on a good day, he is a very, very difficult player to mark. On a good day, he is a difficult player to mark. And you're looking at the kind of other players that they have. I am so sure that when Kule comes up to speak, Kule will possibly speak exclusively about Equatorial Guinea, because that is one team that nobody seems to be paying attention to. Guinea-Bissau, I know. Ivory Coast, I know. But another team that we might not see their knockout punch coming might be Equatorial Guinea, because in the last Afcon, they have been doing very well, and of course, they have at least gotten to the quarterfinals of the Afcon. The first time they hosted it alongside Gabon, and they were very, very impressive. So this is one team that people might say, oh, on paper, Nigeria should beat Equatorial Guinea. But we might find out that even if the Super Eagles go all the way to win that game, they might even not win more than with just a goal, to tell you how difficult it is going to be. Lastly, I think another issue going forward for the Super Eagles is the fact that where they have chosen as their campsite might, at the end of the day, not favor them. I am right here. Looking at the fact that for those in Nigeria, and of course, people in Lagos, Kunle Margaret can bear witness and tell you how hot it is right now in the country. And instead of you to acclimatize with these kind of conditions, bearing in mind that you possibly might face such conditions in Ivory Coast, let us not forget, some of those matches will be played as early as 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Some of them 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and it will still be hot during those times. So should Nigeria play 3 p.m. in the afternoon and you now see players drinking water in the first 5 minutes of the game, don't you think that there is a problem? So I think going forward, can Nigeria win it? Possibly. I will not rule them out completely. But if you're talking about real contenders to clinch this title, you possibly will not put Nigeria in the first 4 of the teams to win this Afcon.
All right. Thank you so much. Kunle, I'm going to switch over to you. They are asking me to tell us, I think you are from Equatorial Guinea.
I won't mind though. Because if I'm from Equatorial Guinea, it brings me closer to Spain. Yes. And yeah, absolutely. It brings me closer to Spain. You know, I'm not saying Equatorial Guinea is close to Spain. No. Equatorial Guinea is actually very close to Nigeria. Equatorial Guinea is just off the coast of Cross River State. I think you can practically take a boat from, I don't know where in Cross River, and you can take a boat across into Equatorial Guinea. So Equatorial Guinea is not actually far from Nigeria. But why Equatorial Guinea are a very serious friend, like Robbie said, is because number one, I think like you mentioned, they have reached the quarter. They've only been to Afcon 3 times. But those 3 times, they have reached the quarterfinal, at least the quarterfinal in those occasions, on each occasion. Their best result was in 2015 when they hosted it. They finished 4th. In 2012, they co-hosted it with Gabon, like Robbie said. But in 2021, that's the last one in Cameroon. They reached the quarterfinals too. You know, so and if I am correct, Nigeria did not even qualify for that. Oh, okay, sorry, we were there. Okay, sorry, we were there. But we reached the round of 16. Or what was it, the quarterfinals? Sorry. I'm sorry, please. Is it round of 16 or quarterfinals after this? But the point is,
round of 16.
Oh, okay, we reached round. So you see, so Equatorial Guinea even did better than Nigeria at the last Afcon. And one thing we need to factor in is the fact that most of the players of Equatorial Guinea play in the top 2 divisions in Spain. They are either playing in La Liga or they are playing in the 2nd division. So that means they are playing for very good clubs. I mean, some clubs that even if they are in the 2nd division, they still had La Liga experience some years back. So for me, that is a well-grounded. That for me is a well-grounded team. And if anybody is thinking that because maybe those Equatorial Guinea players do not have name compared to Nigerians, like okay, they don't have a player that has name like Alexi, no be by name, no be by name. Now that small name said that they use plug you. You understand? So it's going to be tricky. Guinea-Bissau is another tricky one. They beat us during the qualifiers. They came to Abuja, they beat us. We went to Bissau, we beat them. So 50-50. So in that case, anything can happen. It's not a given. And then of course, Ivory Coast, they are the host. Come on. They would want to win the competition. So I mean, I think like Okwe said, honestly for me, if the Super Eagles can qualify out of this group, it will be a miracle. Bearing in mind, like Robbie said, that we are so light in midfield. You know, you are just packing attackers and defenders, forgetting that midfield is the anchor between attack and defense. And if you don't have solid options, it's just going to be a case of, you know, let's just hope for the best. And how do you want to be going to a competition like Afcon and saying you want to go for the best? That doesn't happen. Egypt is not going there hoping for the best. Ivory Coast is not going there hoping for the best. Ghana is not going there hoping for the best. Neither is Morocco. So if Nigeria, we can be saying we hope for the best. Voila, wow.
All right. I'm just okay. Let me switch over to you about these 3 games for Super Eagles before we move to the next round. Equatorial Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Guinea-Bissau. Which game do you think is going to be a very, very tight game? And which should we take every game serious? Or is there any team you think we should be wary of?
We should take every team seriously. Let's be honest. First of all, is there anything Afcon has taught me over the last, should I say, decade, is that every team that qualifies for Afcon has a fair chance of winning Afcon. And if there's any other clearer example, it has to be Zambia winning in 2011. I think that is the best definition of that statement I made, which is any team that qualifies for Afcon has the opportunity to win Afcon. So my point is that Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, and Ivory Coast are coming into this competition with the aim of winning, and they're going to take it step by step. That's what you're going to see. And left to me, judging by what I see presently and recent form, I can even start to predict I can give you score lines for some of these games because I don't expect anything spectacular from the Super Eagles. But however, I do expect them to give a fight against Ivory Coast because we are very close rivals, and the rivalry has never died. It's always a rivalry about bragging rights. When it comes to facing teams like Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Egypt as well. So it's going to be a game that I think it will be one to watch. But if the players lose sight of the most important thing for them in this game, which is 3 points, we would be embarrassed and we would be humbled, but not in a nice way. So everything we should look at it, and we should find a way to win the games. On a final note, the coaching staff needs to pay attention to our opponents and know the best way for us to face these teams when it's time to face them. Not one approach is going to be good for each and every team, especially Ivory Coast, because Ivory Coast is so fluid in transition. They can set up in at least 4 different ways. During transitions in games, you see Ivory Coast set up in at least 3 to 4 different formations in 90 minutes. It's almost the same with Guinea-Bissau, but most times Guinea-Bissau sticks to 2 different patterns of play for every game. So, in most especially, let me just give a very good example. Our last game that made us get knocked out of the previous Afcon, it was against Tunisia, if I'm not mistaken. The Tunisians came into the game with a clear tactical game plan, which was to isolate Moses Simon. Anytime Moses Simon was with the ball, there were at least 3 to 4 individuals on him. What happens? Moses Simon is not then able to release the ball. Our strikers found it difficult to get the ball. So, for me, I believe the coach, first of all, went with the wrong set of personnel for the game and took too long before he made substitutions. That's talking about this man now, not Shuaibu Ahmad, but this man that always saves us.
Eguavon.
Very much. So wrong tactical approach. It just looked like he didn't even study the team. Wrong set of personnel to start the game with, and making the subs too late in the game. So we need the right approach to every game. One approach is not going to help us in this Afcon. It will really not help because we are not in the best state as a team. The Super Eagles you are seeing today, just a bunch of individuals who have been called together to represent Nigeria.
All right. Mark, you're welcome to the show. Quick one. Do you have anything to say into this Afcon Super Eagles going to Cote d'Ivoire? Is there anything you want to wrap up for us?
Yes, I have something to say, and of course it is about the Super Eagles. First, I want to apologize for coming on the show late. I actually meant to join in time, but I was working, and by the time I looked at the time, it was So I said, let me quickly jump on the group. And so,
all right, you're welcome.
I am. So the Super Eagles, they are capable on their day of beating any team if they have the right approach, like Okwe said, to every match. And for me, I like when I've seen a lot of Afcons, like almost 20 editions, and I see that the North Africans, when they play, they are very business-like, especially Egypt. When they play, they are very business-like. They play every match like it is a final. And that has, it has reflected in their performance. They have won the most of the Afcon editions. They've won 7, and they have other silver medals. So the Super Eagles going into this competition have to play every game like if it is a final. It is not like you play Ivory Coast, you are able to pull out a draw or you lose, then you want to beat Equatorial Guinea, then you want to beat the last opponent in the group. So there should be no fire brigade approach to games. They go with the right mentality. You want to play to win first, and if anything happens, it will be clear to all and sundry that you did your best, not that you just give a half-hearted performance, play like you are doing everyone a favor, when in fact you are paid. So seriousness is the thing for me. They need to be serious. They need to show us that they can really do it, and they can really stand side by side with the Super Eagles squads of the past that we have seen. They were very business-like. Not only skill, they did the business. So that is what we want to see in this Afcon.
All right, getting into this quick one. Okay, before we go, I want to share a screen. I want to share my screen and let's talk about this. The probable lineup for the first game or every subsequent games that will be coming up in Afcon. Okay, are you ready? Let's do this.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. In goal, let me share it. Can you see properly? I'm not sure you can see properly.
Now we can.
Okay.
No, please zoom it, make it bigger.
Okay. I'm getting there. All right. All right. Among all the goalkeepers we have, and I think Robbie is also here. Robbie really love Zoho like Kilode.
Zoho basket.
Don't let Nigeria start you. I'll give them your address, so don't let Nigeria start you.
Among all these three goalkeepers, which one should we put there? We have Zoho, Ojo, and Nwabali. Okay.
Definitely, the man with the most experience among the three is going to be between the sticks for us. And that's Francis Zoho, who made his debut for Nigeria at the age of 9.
Kunle, you disagree?
There's nothing to disagree. I mean, you are going to an important tournament like Afcon. You don't want to use Afcon to be giving two people who have no experience.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, Uzo is Nigeria's most experienced keeper in the current Super Eagles squad. He's been to the World Cup as far back as 2018. He has been to 2 Afcons. So, I mean, he's a no-brainer. But we might not like him, but it doesn't change the fact that he's the most experienced goalkeeper among them.
All right.
The current crop that we have. So, Zorro is a no-brainer.
All right. On the right back, Robbie.
Oh, okay. For right back, I don't think Calvin Bassey will play as a right back. Possibly will play as a centre back. And same thing with the last man right there. Please, can you come back with the options again? Okay, yes. So for the right back, you think more or less
Sanusi.
I think not Sanusi for me.
I know.
For me personally, I think I'll go with Bright Osai Samuel as the right back. But potentially we might see Zaidu Sanusi or possibly Olaino as right back. But for me, I think I'll go with Osai Samuel for right back.
I think he's going to use Aino. Just watch.
It depends. Okay. Zaidu Sanusi is going to play, then Olaino might be right back. But honestly, someone like Kule can testify. In the last couple of games, especially qualifiers for the World Cup, Bright Osai Samuel has put in some should I say standout individual performances?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I know Pesero will definitely have headaches when it comes to fullbacks because I think we're quite we're blessed in that aspect. We'll have a combination of Bright Osai Samuel and Olaino. We could have a combination of Olaino at right back and Zaidu Sanusi at left back. Bruno Emachi, I think, has played 1 or 2 competitive games for us. So there are really options there. But personally, judging by recent selections by Pesero, I think we might see Osai Samuel as right back and Olaino at left back.
All right, Samuel and Aino on the left. Okay. What about the 2 centre backs?
No, Dijon. His name is Osai Samuel. It's a compound name like Alexander Arnold. It's a compound name, so you can't call it Samuel.
O-S-A.
You can abbreviate it.
All right, the 2 centre back.
I think the 2 centre backs are going to be Calvin Bassey and Shemi Ajayi.
You said what?
That's what you're going to see from Jose Pesero. I'm almost willing to.
For you, yes. Now that's possibly what you're going to see now. Who won't play on the ball?
For real?
No, me. I think I'm not disputing it, but I think I think, for me personally, I think I would go with Calvin Bassey because I think Calvin Bassey is very industrious, right? He's more industrious than what's his than Semi Ajayi. So I would go with Calvin Bassey with either one of Kenneth Umeru or Chidozie Awazi. We can say they've not been. We can say they've not been. Maybe they've not been active in this. But please, you have to remember, this is Afcon we are talking about, and experience matters. And it's not like as if maybe Awazi and Umeru are 37-year-old. No. You understand? Don't forget that Umeru was part of the 2013 winning team. So he started the final. He was very young. For me, I think I would go Umeru. I would go Umeru and Bassey.
Is Jose Peseiro and his ways.
Yeah.
The man know the change. You know the change.
It's all right. It's all right, though.
How about in the midfield, CDM? I think we're going to play 4-3-3.
You will see Franco Yeka and Alexi will be there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
in my own opinion, let me put this on record on ISTV. I feel like two men that can change our trajectory in this tournament has to be Al Hassan Yusuf and Rafael Onyedika. Because if you take a look at the profiles of our midfielders, these two players are the only ones that can deputize as box-to-box midfielders. Franco Yeka is not the best central defensive midfielder. We've even seen that for Brentford. So more often than not, he plays as a box-to-box, as a number 8, whose primary function is not to sit. He doesn't do that well for Nigeria. And I think it would make sense to have a combination of Onyedika and Al Hassan Yusuf because these two players can both play as holding midfielders and central midfielders. So if we have both of them doing the dirty work in midfield, and we have a hard-working attacking midfielder, or maybe another number 8 there, in the name of maybe Alex Iwobi or Iheanacho, we would be able to compete with the big boys at Afcon. But the likelihood of that happening is very low, majorly because Al Hassan and Rafael Onyedika, they are yet to make their competitive debuts for Nigeria. So, I mean, this is even Al Hassan's first call-up. Rafael Onyedika has been part of the last two squads that have been going for international duty, but he's yet to play.
All right.
And,
so, with the look of things now, I'm putting Onyedika, Nwobi, and
Onyedika and Iwobi. It's going to be a 4-4-2.
4-4-2 for you?
Yeah, it's going to be a 4-4-2. It's going to be Franco Yeka and Iwobi in the middle.
Okay. I was thinking it's going to be 4-3-3.
No, it's a 4-4-2.
So I should remove this Onyedika, right?
Yes, Onyeka.
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 All right, then this one will be, what's the name of this guy? The midfield.
On the left midfield.
This one. Who's going to pair with him?
Oh, is it Iwobi that is pairing with Onyeka?
Oh, okay. Iwobi. All right, on the left will be
most likely senior man Moses Simon.
And on the right,
if he's available, Kelechi Iheanacho.
Senior man.
Yes, that's the real senior man.
All right, on the two, of course, we know our man.
Yes,
Victor. Kunle will disagree that he should not play. Kunle can disagree.
Of course, why not? Yeah.
It should be on the bench.
Because
yeah,
maybe there might be some games. You know, maybe we might, maybe the likes of Boniface and who else might come in more effective. But hey, but he's the star.
Okay,
he's the star. So
I think it makes sense.
Dijon, please. Okay.
Who's going to pair with Victor?
I guess you should look at.
What do you say?
Both of them, their first names are Victor. So I think it's best to use their surnames. So one person Osimhen, the other Boniface.
Please, I want to quickly the formation. If you look at recently, Pesero actually used the 4-3-2-1 formation. So I don't know if we can go with that 4-2-3-1 formation because he has used that recently. Yeah, he has used 4-2-3-1 formation in the last.
But 4-2-2 is more favored formation.
Yeah. So what I would ask you, Magri, is do me your own probable lineup. Send it to me. I'll do it as a video for viewers to see what you actually want. But we want to go with this 4-4-2 for tonight. So by maybe on Monday we could change it. You know, the Afcon, the journey has already started. So next week the first match is going to happen. So just because of our time, I'm going to switch over back to the FA Cup coming this weekend because I'm telling you, Okwe is not finding it funny because anything can still happen. Now talk to me, Okwe, on the FA Cup. What are you looking for? What do you think Arsenal can actually come up with something?
I'll be honest with you. I don't have any specific expectations. I mean, fine. It's the FA Cup. It's the oldest cup competition in the world, and Arsenal are the record holders of the FA Cup. But nevertheless, it's a different season compared to last season. In terms of the atmosphere in the team, what's going on, absentees, players that are present, whatnot. But I think there are deeper issues going on at Arsenal. And I sincerely hope that the manager and the sporting director, I hope that they are being realistic enough to know what the team needs going forward. Because during this period, it's a very crucial period in terms of the players you want to bring into the team at the halfway point and your plans in terms of what you want to achieve at the end of the season. I think your plans should be a bit more visible because now we're at the halfway line and we're about to go for the last 15-meter sprint. So obviously, by a clear idea of what you want and how far you are willing to go to compromise in terms of your budget for players, the wages and whatnot. But Arsenal's first signing during this transfer window is going to be David Raya. His deal is going to become permanent, So in a way, Arsenal has already spent £27 million out of, the budgets they have for this January transfer window. But in terms of what we expect to see on the pitch, both teams definitely would want to use this FA Cup as a medium to win a trophy this season. I think Mikel Arteta should be the desperate of the two managers. However, in times past in cup competitions, Liverpool has had the better of Arsenal in both the Cup and the Carabao Cup. It usually ends up in either a goal fest or it ends up, going into penalties with Liverpool being the victors. But honestly, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what type of team Arteta is going to put out. But keep in mind that there are two major absentees from the squad in Mohamed El-Neni and Tomiyasu, who have gone for the Asian Cup and are effectively. Thomas Partey is still out, injured. He's nowhere close to training with the first team. Same injury, and Timber has confirmed that recovery is still away. So you are then looking at the current crop of players available, and you think to yourself, is he going to risk Ben White and Bukayo Saka, who have been playing with injuries for the past couple of weeks? I think this is a great time to press these players and give an opportunity for some academy players who have been doing well for us now. Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis Kelly, the defender as well, the German defender as well, whose name currently skips my mind. So these are three, Ruel Walters, rather, he's English. So these are three players for me who can actually deputize well for Arsenal in this FA Cup because they have been playing brilliantly well for the youth team and they are capable of making an impact in this current Arsenal team. One more player, Mario Kozedubri as well. But you know what? It depends on what Arteta has in mind and the trajectory they're trying to go with the FA Cup. Trust Jurgen Klopp to field in Team B, but he will have his big guns on the bench ready to come on to seal the deal for him. So it's going to be a mouth-watering game. But I think the approach of both teams is going to determine what type of game this is going to be at the end of the day.
All right, thank you so much. This is how far we can go tonight. I want to say thank you, Okwe, for showing up on this show. This is how far we can go. Okwe, thank you so much for joining us.
That was a pleasure.
All right, Kunle. Manchester
Yes,
United will
boss.
be facing Wigan this
Yeah.
Cup. Confidence?
Yeah, I think we can be confident, especially with the fact that we still get to enjoy Andre Onana until next weekend. I know some Man United fans are not happy
Let him go.
because
Let him go. What's he waiting?
you know, he's
What,
our number one. He's our number one.
what's the meaning of delay tactics with that one?
He's
where
our number one. We need him.
where you won't go. All
We
right.
need him. He's our number one. But we'll wait and see. Wait and see. It's going to be a tricky game. Hopefully.
All right. Thank you so much, Kunle, for joining
Thanks,
us.
Don.
We appreciate. All right, Robbie, final one. I want to ask you one thing. This group, look at this group. Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, Group E, and Group F. Which team do you think is going to qualify from Group A? Quick one.
Okay, from Group A, I'll go with Ivory Coast, Nigeria, just to be patriotic. I'll go Ivory Coast, Nigeria.
Yeah.
For Group B, I'll go with Egypt and Ghana. Group C will be Senegal and possibly Cameroon.
Okay.
Then from Group D, Mali and Tunisia. Then from Group E, from Group E you have Algeria and Burkina Faso. Then one for Group F is going to be Morocco and Zambia for me.
Oh my goodness, that's Robbie. I'll give them your phone number and your house address so that they can connect with you. All right, thank you so much, Robbie.
Thank you,
bro.
Thank you.
All right, this is how far we can go. If you like on the video, subscribe to the channel and do me a favor. Join us. We'll be having so many content related to Afcon coming up. Until the same time on Monday when we'll be back for the review of those matches over the weekend. I'm talking about the FA Cup and also the continuity of the Afcon journey of Super Eagles into Cote 2023. At the same time, I'll say, take it easy this weekend. When you're drinking, don't drive. When you drive, don't drink. Peace out. One love, people. Bye.